Hey, it's Cornelia for the Mobile App Challenge.
And I'm Chris with the Mobile App Challenge.
And this is the third video in our app specification exercise. This one we're covering user testing. We've already covered ideation and functional specification and paper prototyping. And now what we're trying to do is use our paper prototype to get really good feedback about the app that we're trying to develop. So I've got Chris here, who knows very little about Cat Finder right now. And I've got my prototype up here. And so what we're going to do is kind of reenact what you should also be doing as much as possible with your paper prototype. One thing that's really important in this process is recording the feedback that you're getting. So sometimes you can just use, your phone, and you can just train it on the prototype. You don't actually have to, capture the person's face or anything like that. But once you've recorded that information, you can go back and look at it, and then you can start seeing patterns if people are really tripping up. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and user test Cat Finder.
All right.
So, Chris.
Yes.
Imagine, if you will, that you have lost your cat.
Okay.
And you're scared and upset, and someone has told you, hey, there's an app for that, and you've downloaded that app.
Okay.
This is the app. I've kind of roughly sketched it out here. What I want you to do is to kind of wander through the app and use it. And as you're using it, I want you to talk out loud about the stuff that you're, what's annoying you or what you like. It's really important for me to get that feedback.
Okay.
You will notice that instead of showing Chris all of my prototype and explaining how it works, I've kind of just set up a scene for him. He's lost a cat and he has this app. It's really important that you don't lead your users. You don't want them to give you the answers they think you want to hear. So always err on the side of kind of saying too little so that you can actually see kind of an honest interaction with your prototype. All right.
Great.
So
I assume that this is the app icon, and I'm going to click it to open up the app. And then I'm seeing lost a cat or want to help find a cat. Since you just told me I lost my cat, and I'm really distraught about that, I'm going to click lost a cat. And it's going to take me to what looks like a form. It's asking for a name. I assume it's my name. Pet name, zip code, picture, description. There's really not any context around what I'm supposed to be doing, but since it's a form, I suppose I'll just fill it out.
And what do you mean by context?
Well, I said that I lost a cat, and then it just pulls up this page. I don't know if I'm registering or if I'm, submitting something to somebody. I don't really know what I'm doing here other than filling out this information. So.
Gotcha. Okay. And so this is a golden opportunity for you to take your pencil, maybe, draw on a title bar here. You've lost your cat.
So let's assume I put all this in. I'm assuming that this is a picture of my cat, which of course, I've got 1,000 of those on my phone, so I'm going to upload one, description, and I'll click save. So this is really weird because it looks like it's taking me back to the home screen with an icon with a badge on it, but what happened to all my data?
Right. So this is one of the screens that I forgot to kind of draw in. And so what would you expect to have happen after you hit save?
So I would expect there to be some sort of a confirmation of the information that I've put in, and then maybe there's another couple of steps like, would you like people to help you find your cat? Or, I don't know. Maybe there's an ad for cat food, which would be useless since I lost my cat. But I would expect there to be additional things to take me through the process of doing what, if I was registering, confirming that registration, and then.
Gotcha. Okay. And again, since we're using low fidelity prototyping, this is an opportunity for me to pull out another few prototype pages, draw those screens in, and just show them to Chris and see if they make sense. All right. Assume that you have seen all those screens.
Okay. I will assume that. So I'm going to assume that someone is going to tell me something about the cat that I've said that I've lost. So I'm going to click on the icon. It says I've got a message. So I'll click on that. is this your cat? And then it looks like there's a picture of a cat and $50, yes, no, and then a cat food ad. So I'm wondering, is somebody like, are they ransoming my cat for $50? There's really no information here around where this is coming from, just, is this your cat? I'll say yeah, because maybe it's my cat, I don't know. But this is confusing to me because there's not enough information here for me to know what to do.
Right. And when I'd originally thought this through, I thought you could put a reward for finding your cat, and then it would show up here. But I didn't even provide like a place for you to put that reward.
Right.
So that totally makes sense.
Gotcha.
That's something I should build in.
And I guess I don't know why I would want to see the reward that I put up.
Because it just makes you feel like your cat's being held hostage.
Well, yeah, because I already know if I put up a reward for $50, I already know that I put a reward for $50. This is really just asking me if this is my cat.
Right. Okay. So it would make more sense to remove this entirely.
I think so.
Okay. That makes sense. How do you feel about the cat food ad?
Well, you know, if I can find my cat, I suppose it's fine. If I can't find my cat, I'm not buying more cat food, so probably buy a dog.
That totally makes sense.
So I'll click yes. Oh, took me back to the home screen. So is this like, did it crash?
No.
Okay.
So in my mind, this app is perfect, but on paper, I've missed a few screens, obviously.
All right.
So what would you expect to have happen if you hit yes?
I would expect it to maybe show me who submitted, because presumably this app is like, you know, has the network effect where other people are looking for cats, and when they find them, they upload them. So I would expect it to say, you know, if this is my cat, where was it found? Is there some way for me to verify that's my cat so that I'm not logging on and just sort of taking random people's lost cats?
Right.
I'd want more information. Like, and if I say no, then what does it do? I don't know what I would expect it to do. If I said no, does it show me that there are other cats, or would, you know, just wah, wah, and then it closes out and says we'll try again next time?
Right. So maybe a message that's like, sorry.
Right.
I don't know.
We'll keep trying.
Yeah, we'll keep trying. Something hopeful.
Right.
Okay.
So what am I doing here?
Okay, so here's the other part of Cat Finder, and that is the people who are kind of looking for cats. They haven't lost a cat, but they're part of the solution.
Right.
So imagine that you're, you know, really into cats, and you want to help in the finding cat cause, and someone's told you there's an app for that, and you've downloaded it.
And clearly I've downloaded
Yeah.
it. All right, so I'm assuming I'm going to open the app for the first time. I haven't lost a cat, but I want to help find cats because that makes me feel all warm inside.
Good.
So again, this is a form. I don't know, I guess it's a registration form, so it's asking me for my name, my email. I don't understand zip codes. There's 2 zip codes here, so presumably this is my zip code, but I don't know what is the zip codes I want to look for cats in.
I was thinking that would be a zip code for where you work.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I'm not going to be looking for cats where I work, but I don't know.
Because
maybe
you're
other
working.
people would because I'm working.
Right. Okay. So that's important too. You know, an assumption I've made is probably not good for this app.
Notify me of new postings within, so 5 miles sounds good. That's 5 miles. But I don't see, so I've filled all this information out, and then there's no submit button. There's nothing for me to get to the next screen.
Yes. So imagine I draw in that submit button.
And then I would click that
Okay.
submit button. And boom, here we are back at the home screen again.
Right.
No confirmation that anything
Yep.
has actually happened.
So clearly in my excitement to make these prototypes, I've forgotten a bunch of screens that people really care about. So again, imagine a confirmation screen of some sort.
Gotcha. All right, so I see that there's a notification. I'm going to click it because presumably, I don't know actually what to presume. So messages, let's see what that says. Upload, I've had her for 5 days. So I'm totally confused by this one because...
Let me stop you right there. I forgot to make a few more screens. So you'll probably find yourself saying this a lot the first few times. It's totally normal. What I was trying to convey was you've received like a new cat in your area. So there's a new cat that's been lost in your home zip code.
Gotcha.
So since I didn't make the screens, why don't you just tell me what you would kind of expect?
So I clicked the button, it would say, I don't know if there's one or more cats in the area. I would expect it to maybe have a picture of the cat and where it was lost and maybe a description, and then, have you seen me, yes or no? Maybe there would be an opportunity for me to say, if I have seen you, where have I seen you? So that you could start plotting on a map where the cat has been
Gotcha.
spotted if it's been spotted by multiple people.
I had not even thought about a map function, but that makes a lot of sense. So again, you get all this rich feedback from your users, and as you were telling me all this, I could have pulled out a few more prototype sheets, and we could have kind of drawn that together.
Right.
So imagine that's all in place, but in this case, you've spotted a cat that may correspond to the cat that
Okay.
you've just read about.
Okay. So on this screen, I see an upload button, and so this screen looks like I've already done this, but I don't know. So I don't know why I'm seeing a cat here, because presumably I would upload it, and presumably I would enter in notes here.
Gotcha.
So
So there's an in-between page you were expecting.
yeah, so I would expect this to be the confirmation page, maybe without the upload button, and then prior to this, I would expect another form like the other forms that we've seen.
Gotcha.
Saying, upload the photo, give me a description about the cat, maybe, where'd you find it?
Cool. I can already tell you there's no confirmation page after you hit upload. So I would just like to know, once you'd sent all this data, what would you expect to see next?
So I would expect to see a confirmation of, is this all correct? And then submit, and then I suppose I would expect to see something saying, we're going to post this message, and we'll connect you with the owner if they claim their cat, or something like that. Although I guess I have questions about that too. What kind of privacy or security is there? How do I know that I'm not being connected with, people with malintent?
Right.
So that would be something to think about. But I guess I would expect to just, see a screen that says, we're going to put this information out there, and you'll be contacted if someone claims the cat.
Gotcha. Okay. That's it for my prototype. There's one other thing I want to point out about Chris's feedback. At the end, he talked a bit about, what'd you say? How do I know these aren't crazy people?
Right.
Getting that kind of emotional feedback is really important, because that tells me maybe there's going to be a trust issue with this app that I need to design for.
Yep.
Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I totally would download the app. I guess the one thing that I want to talk about is, Cornelia said it in the beginning, but make sure that as people are giving you feedback, they're giving you constructive feedback, constructive criticism. Don't take it personally. Take the time, as she was saying as we were going through this, take the time to take out new screens and prototype new solutions to the problems that they're identifying. It's only going to help make the app better. But other than that, that's it.
Great. So have a good time making your paper prototypes, and have a great time doing your user testing. And that's it for now. Thanks.
Thanks.